Ukrainian president unexpectedly names resignation conditions. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he is ready to resign if it helps bring peace to Ukraine. Mr. Zelensky made the statement on February 23 at a press conference at the Ukraine 2025 forum. According to the Kyiv Post, President Zelensky said, "I am ready to resign if it brings peace, or in exchange for Ukraine joining NATO." He also announced an important international summit on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, scheduled for February 24. Leaders from 13 partner countries will attend in person, while 24 other countries will participate online. Mr. Zelensky hinted that important decisions could be made at this meeting. Tomorrow's summit is important. It could even be a turning point. Let's see, he said. Zelensky also said he wanted to see President Donald Trump as a partner for Ukraine, not just a mediator between Kiev and Moscow. Zelensky wants Trump to understand his position and provide specific security guarantees to help Kiev defend itself against a conflict with Russia. Zelensky revealed that Kiev and Washington were close to reaching an agreement on U.S. access to Ukraine's natural resources in exchange for security assistance, adding that the deployment of U.S. troops in Ukraine was justified. President Zelensky said that Ukrainian and U.S. officials had been in touch about the deal earlier in the day. However, Zelensky warned that some $15 billion in military aid previously pledged by the US had not yet been delivered. The news comes after reports on February 22 that Zelensky was not ready to sign a controversial mineral deal with Trump. A Ukrainian source told Sky News that there were some difficult issues that needed to be resolved. The deal was not ready for signing, with many contentious issues, and the president was not ready to accept the current draft. The source said, the exact terms remain unclear, but Trump has pushed for a $500 billion mineral swap in exchange for continued military support for Ukraine. In other news, White House, Russia-Ukraine conflict could end this week. Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said on February 22 that the White House was confident of reaching a deal to end Ukraine's conflict with Russia as early as this week. The president and his team are very focused on negotiating with both sides to end the conflict in Ukraine. The president is confident that we can get that done this week, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt told reporters. The Hill reported. Leavitt said that National Security Advisor Matt Waltz will be working 24/7 this weekend, while Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is discussing a proposal to mine raw minerals with Ukraine. Critical minerals are an important part of the president's work to restore American taxpayer dollars, Leavitt said, and it also connects the economic partnership between the United States and Ukraine to help them rebuild their country. According to the U.S. State Department, Washington has provided $65.9 billion in military aid to Ukraine since the conflict began. The comments came after Mr. Trump said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had no bargaining chips and should stay out of future peace talks. Speaking on February 18, Mr. Trump stressed that Mr. Zelensky was not popular at home. "I hate to say it, but the Ukrainian leader's approval rating has dropped to 4%. In contrast, the Kyiv International Institute of Sociology, KIIS, cited a survey conducted from November 22, 2024 to January 7, 2025 by the ONUK IBIF project group, which found that 63% of Ukrainians completely or tend to approve of Mr. Zelensky's performance as president. A total of 1.600 people aged 18 and over were interviewed by phone. According to Ukrainska Pravda, the ONUK IBIF project group also surveyed people's views on President Zelensky's qualities. According to the results, 74% considered him patriotic, 73% believed he was intelligent and knowledgeable, 60% chose honest and trustworthy, and 65% thought he was a strong leader. In addition, the ONUK IBIF study showed that Mr. Zelensky remains the leading candidate in future elections, with about 26% to 32% of respondents would vote for the incumbent president in the first round. Petro Poroshenko, a member of the European Solidarity Party and former president of Ukraine, received 5 to 6% support. More news. Russian airstrikes destroy Ukraine's strategic railway junction. After a precision Russian strike, a major railway junction in the village of Velikodolinsk was severely damaged. These railways are used to transport military equipment from Ukrainian ports. Ukraine and Russia continue to carry out attacks on each other's rear areas. The Russian military is still in control, attacking Ukraine's rear infrastructure every night, while repelling most of Ukraine's drone attacks. Russia destroys 30 Ukrainian drones. On the night of February 23, the Ukrainian armed forces launched another attack on Russia's rear areas. According to the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, a total of 20 Ukrainian drones were destroyed by Russian air defense forces during the night. And another 10 Ukrainian drones were destroyed in the morning. Ukrainian drones targeted the Oyol, Lipetsk, Tula and Voronezh rear areas, some of which were intercepted in the Belgorod and Kursk border areas. No local sources reported any damage as a result of the attack. Russia launched a major attack on the night of February 23. In turn, the armed forces of the Russian Federation continued their daily attacks on military targets across Ukraine, and last night, February 23, was no exception. According to the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a total of 267 Russian drones and 3 ballistic missiles targeted Ukrainian territory overnight. This figure is almost double the figures provided by the Ukrainian military in recent days. The Ukrainian Air Defense Forces are said to have destroyed 138 drones, 119 of which miraculously disappeared. The Ukrainian military confirmed some damage in the Dnipropetrovsk, Odessa, Poltava, Kiev and Zaporozhye regions, and provided further details. In fact, Russian airstrikes destroyed targets in more areas across Ukraine. Russian airstrikes were recorded in the following regions: Kharkov, Sumy, Odessa, Zaporozhye, Kherson, Chernihiv, Zhytomyr, Kiev, Bacha, Brovary, Kryvyi Rih in the Dnipropetrovsk region, Uman in the Cherkasy region, Mirgorod in the Poltava region, Starokonstantinov in the Khmelnytsk region. The southern city of Odessa has suffered another major attack, and the intensity of Russian airstrikes continues to increase. About 15 Russian airstrikes have been recorded in the local port and other areas. A large fire broke out in an industrial zone in Odessa. According to local reports, a major railway junction of Akanzha in the village of Velikodolinsk was heavily damaged. The railway station is used to transfer military equipment from Ukrainian ports. At least 6 Russian airstrikes were reported in the Ukrainian capital. The mayor of Kiev confirmed the attack and some damage in the city. Explosions and fires were reported in the Peshesky, Sayatoshinsky, Golosevsky districts. According to local reports, Russian airstrikes destroyed a large military depot located on the outskirts of Zhytomyr. The depots belong to the Ukrainian private postal company Nova Post. The company's facilities have been used by the Ukrainian military since the beginning of Russia's special military operation. On the front line, the Russian military is also stepping up its offensive in the eastern region. On the night of February 23, Russia launched 4 high-explosive warhead missiles from the Smerch MLRS at a military parking lot in Konstantinovka. US, German armored vehicles and NATO military equipment were destroyed.